true, Uncle Perv. When I was about 18, I made some bad decisions and was fighting with my mom a lot. I decided to move out of my mom's house and moved in with this guy I was seeing who was kind of shady and had some kind of shady friends, but I was at that age where I thought I knew everything and did not listen to anyone. So we had to move out of the place we were staying, and a guy he had worked with before offered to let us stay at his place. We moved in with the guy, and at the time, did not have a car and I was not working at the time, but my boyfriend was looking for a job. Because the guy we were staying with worked nights, he was there all the time during the day when I was alone, and my boyfriend, since he was looking for work, was out all day every day, so it was just me and the guy. The guy was a drunk, but not like an angry drunk or anything, just like one of those guys that sits around and drinks all the time and does not really do anything, so no big deal. He was a little creepy and stared at me a lot, but I was young and stupid and did not think much of that either. So the place we were living in was a 2-bedroom trailer, but the kind that did not have real doors. Instead, it had these plastic curtain type doors that did not close all the way, except on the guy's bedroom. All the rest of the doors were those weird curtain type. That's important a little later. So the first couple of days everything was cool. Guy shared his beer with us and pretty much left us alone. The first day my boyfriend went to look for work and I was alone with the guy. I was sitting in the living room, just hanging out, playing solitaire with a deck of cards and listening to the radio, and the guy comes out of his bedroom and starts staring at me again. I'm a little creeped, but figure whatever, the guy seems harmless enough, so I pretty much ignored him. He sat there for like an hour, just drinking beer and staring at me, and then said he was going to take a nap. The next thing I hear, he's jerking off, loudly. He's making all kinds of grunting and groaning noise in the back room, and it was a little weird, but he was letting us stay there rent-free, so whatever. About the time he quiets down, my boyfriend gets back, and he comes back out and is hanging out like nothing is going on. I was a little weirded out, but when I went for a walk with my boyfriend and told him about it, he did not seem too worried. The next day same thing again. Boyfriend leaves to go look for a job, and I'm in the house alone with the creeper roommate. So same thing again, I'm sitting in the living room, playing cards and listening to the radio, and just like the day before, he comes out and drinks for a while and stares at me, and then says something about taking a nap. This time, I hear him jerking off again, and he starts moaning my name really loud. I was way weirded out at this point, but like before, my boyfriend comes back about the time he quiets down, and we go for a walk. I told him about and he thought it was weird, but still figured the guy was harmless. The next day, 2-bedroom same routine, boyfriend leaves to look for work. I'm sitting in the living room playing cards on the couch back room and creeper comes out and starts drinking again. This time he starts talking to me. Curtain types, I have been meaning to talk to you about some things. Okay. So I like to masturbate. I wanted to know if that makes you uncomfortable. To I guess not, I mean it's your house and all. You can do what you want. Good. I just wanted to make sure you were okay with it. £10 that's the end of it, and he's going to go back in his room like the last couple of days, when the creeper opens his pants and starts jerking off right there in the chair in the room with me. I started pretending to focus really hard on my card game like he's not wanking it like a subway hobo on the other side of the room, cause I until do not know what else to do, and this creeper gets up with dick hanging out of his pants and lays down on the floor next to the couch I'm sitting on. I remember mumbling something about wanting to go for a walk and noped the fuck over the back of the couch and bolted for the door. I waited outside until my boyfriend got home and told him about it again. This time when I told him about it, he suggested we go pick up my dog from my mom's house. The dog I had at the time was a little Pomeranian looking thing, but he was aggressive as fuck, and at least it was something. So that night, we walked to my mom's house and pick up the dog. The next day, my boyfriend was staying at a friend's house overnight to help him move, and left me there alone. Again, shady boyfriend, bad decisions. Since I knew he would not be there that night, I decided to chill in our bedroom with the dog, instead of hanging out in the living room crept and take a nap early in the day when the guy would be at work, because I was pretty sure I would not really be sleeping that night. Since the curtain doors did not close all the way, I locked my dog in his crate and laid down under a sheet to nap. Next thing I know, I wake you and my dog is going absolutely insane. He's barking and growling and snarling inside his cage, and I just kind of turn just enough to see the door to the room, without making it obvious that I'm awake, and that pervert is standing there jerking off in the doorway. I'm completely freaking out at this point because there's no real way out of this room if he decides to come in and do something to me, and I do not really have anything to defend myself with except a 10-pound dog. So I act like I'm still asleep and kind of roll over where he cannot see me from where I am, but I can see the door. He opened the door wider so he could still watch me. I'm losing my shit at this point, sit up and scoot into a corner, where he had to have boyfriend come into the room to see me and ask him, "Can I help you with something?" He made some rollover weird noise and wandered off down the hallway then. I got up, got my dog's leash and decided I was getting the fuck out of that house. By the time I get into the living room to leave, he's sitting on the couch, staring at me again rent-free, and then he starts talking again. "So, I do not think this is working out, you and boyfriend's name should probably find somewhere else to live." Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I will tell him about it when he gets back, and we will figure something out. I'm just going to take the dog for a walk for now. I decided I was going to walk the few miles to my boyfriend's buddy's house, cause there was no way in hell I was staying in that creeper's house alone again. I left, and the guy just kind of stared after me, but I figured that would be the end of it, and I likely would not see him again. I headed off down the road, and about half a mile away from the house I hear his moped behind me. I figured he was just going on a beer run or something, so I just kind of moved off to the side, so I would not be in his way when he went by. But he pulls up beside me and starts screaming about what a whore I am, and how I let him on, and we have got until the next night to get our shit out of his house. I honestly thought he was going to attack me or something, but after about 10 minutes of that he just hopped on his moped and drove away, and I booked it the hell out of there. Now by this time, it was pretty late at night, like around midnight, and it was pitch black, since it was kind of a rural area without street lights or anything through most of the way to my boyfriend's friend's house. I did not even think to grab any of my stuff when I left and just hauled ass to my boyfriend's friend's house, which was a good 6 to 8 miles away. Fast forward a couple of days later, and we got a ride back to the guy's house to pick up our stuff while he was at work, since he said he left it on the porch. When we got there to get it, all my underwear was missing, and the rest of my clothes had white stains all over them, and some of them were cut up. It was the creepiest shit I had ever seen, and we just threw away most of it. We found out later that apparently the guy was known around the place he worked as Uncle Perv, because he had gotten in trouble a few years back for doing the same kind of thing to his niece when she was staying with him for a while. So, Uncle Perv, let's not ever meet again.
Stop. It ends when I say it ends. Now, be a nice human and scroll down and hit the like button. And if you are not subscribed yet, subscribe now. Thanks for watching.